I need to say something that your bank does not want you to hear. Every single month, automatically, quietly, legally, your bank takes money from you. Not through fraud, not through hacking, through fine print you agreed to, through systems designed by teams of lawyers and behavioral psychologists whose one job is to maximize how much money flows from your account into their profit column. Last year, American banks collected $35 billion in fees from their own customers. $35 billion, not from investments, not from loans to businesses, from fees, from you. And the worst part, most people have no idea it's happening. They see a small charge here, a small charge there. They shrug, they move on. Today, that stops. I'm going to show you every single way your bank legally takes your money. I'm going to show you the exact dollar amounts, and I'm going to show you exactly how to stop it. Let's go. Let's start with the biggest, most profitable scam in retail banking, overdraft fees. Here's how it works. You have $47 in your checking account. You forget and swipe your debit card for $52 at the grocery store. The bank could decline the transaction. Simple, free, problem solved. Instead, by default at most major banks, they approve the transaction and then charge you $35. You spent $5 more than you had. The bank charged you $35 for the privilege. That's a 700% fee on a $5 shortfall. But it gets worse. Most banks process transactions in a specific order designed to maximize overdraft fees. It's called high to low transaction reordering. Here's how it works in practice. You start the day with $200 in your account. You make 5 purchases. Coffee, $4, lunch, $12, gas, $45, groceries, $67, online subscription, $14, total, $142. You should be fine, $58 left. But then a $180 bill processes, one you forgot about. Now you're $122 short. The bank could process transactions in time order, chronological. Only the last transaction would overdraft, one fee, $35. Instead, many banks process the largest transaction first. The $180 bill hits first. Account goes to $20. Then the $67 groceries. Overdraft, $35 fee. Then the $45 gas. Overdraft, $35 fee. Then the $14 subscription. Overdraft, $35 fee. Then the $12 lunch. Overdraft, $35 fee. Then the $4 coffee. Overdraft, $35 fee. One forgotten bill. 5 overdraft fees. $175 in charges on a $122 shortfall. This is not an accident. This is a design choice. Wells Fargo paid $203 million in settlements over this exact practice. Bank of America paid $410 million. They paid the fines and kept doing it because it's still profitable. The numbers. The average overdraft fee in the U.S., $33.58. The average number of overdraft fees per affected account per year, 5.8. Total annual cost to Americans, $15.5 billion per year just in overdraft fees. The people hit hardest? Not wealthy customers with large balances. Low-income Americans, the ones who can least afford it, pay 75% of all overdraft fees. What to do right now? Step 1. Call your bank today and say these exact words. I want to opt out of overdraft coverage on my debit card. They are legally required to let you do this. Your card will simply be declined if you don't have funds. A declined transaction is embarrassing for 10 seconds. A $35 fee is painful for a month. Step 2. Set up low balance alerts. Every major bank offers text alerts when your balance drops below a threshold you choose. Set it at $100, set it at $200, whatever gives you warning. Free. Takes 3 minutes to set up. Step 3. Link a savings account as overdraft protection. Most banks will transfer from savings to cover a shortfall. Fee $0 to $12 versus $35 every time. Let's talk about the second way your bank quietly takes your money. Monthly maintenance fees. The average monthly checking account fee at major U.S. banks, $15.22 each month. That's $182.64 per year, just to have a checking account, just to let them hold your money. And here's the irony that should make you furious. Your bank takes your deposits and loans that money to other people at 7%, 8%, 10% interest. They are profiting from your money and then charging you a monthly fee on top of it. Most banks offer a way to waive the fee, usually a minimum daily balance. Chase Premier Plus Checking, waived with $15,000 average daily balance. Bank of America Advantage Plus, waived with $1,500 minimum daily balance. Wells Fargo Everyday Checking, waived with $500 minimum daily balance. Sounds reasonable until you think about what that minimum balance actually costs you. The opportunity cost of minimum balances. To avoid a $15 month fee at Bank of America, you need $1,500 sitting in checking. That $1,500 in your Buffett checking account earns week.Every point interest per year. That's week.Every $15.15 per year. That same $1,500 in a high-yield savings account at 4.5%, $67.50 per year. So to avoid $180 sempre mio iskan $9 on the table. Net cost of the free checking, $180 minus $67 or $113 mine heading is. Now multiply by the number of years you've had that account. 10 years, $1,130. 20 years, $2,260. 30 years, $3,390 for a checking account. The solution: online banks and credit unions offer truly free checking. No minimum balance, no monthly fee, no gimmicks. Ally Bank, free checking, 0% monthly fee. Marcus by Goldman Sachs, free high-yield savings. Discover Bank, free checking with cash back on debit purchases. Local credit unions, typically free checking, lower fees across the board. The switch takes 30 minutes online, and it pays you back every single year. Here is the con that operates in plain sight, and almost nobody talks about it. The savings account interest rate gap. Right now, today, the Federal Reserve's benchmark interest rate is around 5%. That means banks are borrowing money at roughly 5%. Banks are lending money on credit cards at 24%. Banks are offering mortgages at 7%. And banks are paying you on your savings account, molded by 0.1% to 6%. Let me show you this gap in real dollars. You have $25,000 in a savings account at Chase. Chase pays you 1% annual interest. Your annual earnings, $2.50 on $25,000. Meanwhile, Chase takes your $25,000 deposit and uses it as part of the capital base to issue loans and mortgages, earning them 6%, 7%, 8% on that money. Your $25,000 is generating Chase roughly $1,500, $2,000 a year. They're paying you $2.50. The spread, the difference between what they earn and what they pay you, is called the net interest margin. For major U.S. banks, this is typically 3 to 4%. It is the single biggest source of bank profitability, and it comes directly out of your pocket. Compare what you could be earning, $25,000 at 0.01% Chase savings, $2.50 year, $25,000 at 4.5% high-yield savings account, $1,125 a year, $25,000 at 5.0%, 6-month treasury bill, $1,250 a year. The difference, $1,122.50 per year. Over 10 years compounded, over $14,000 in lost earnings. Over 20 years, over $30,000. That money doesn't disappear, it stays with the bank. Specifically, it flows to bank shareholders and executive bonuses. In 2023, JP Morgan Chase reported record profits of $49.6 billion. Their CEO, Jamie Dimon, received $36 million in compensation, and their average savings account paid $1%. The fix takes 20 minutes. Open a high-yield savings account, HYSA. Best current rates, Marcus, Goldman Sachs, Ally, SoFi, Discover, American Express Savings. These are FDIC insured, same protection as any major bank, just dramatically higher interest rates. Keep your checking at your main bank for bill pay and convenience. Move your savings, everything above 1-2 months of expenses, to an HYSA. Earn $1,000 more per year. Do nothing differently. This is the single easiest financial improvement most Americans can make, and most Americans have never done it. Let's talk about the most expensive debt product in mainstream America, credit card interest. The average credit card interest rate right now, 24.37%. Let me put that in context. The stock market historically averages 8 to 10% per year. Real estate historically averages 4-6% per year. Your credit card charges you 24%. Carrying a balance on a credit card is one of the worst financial decisions a person can make, mathematically. The minimum payment trap. You have $6,500 in credit card debt at 24% interest. You make the minimum payment every month, typically 2% of balance or $25, whichever is higher. Time to pay off, 28 years and 9 months. Total interest paid, $10,505. You borrowed $6,500. You paid back $17,005. The bank made $10,505 on your $6,500. That's a 162% return for the bank on your financial stress. And this is designed, deliberately. Minimum payments are calculated to keep you in debt as long as possible, while keeping payments just low enough that you don't default. It is the most profitable customer state for a credit card company. A perpetually indebted customer who never misses a payment. The late fee add-on. Miss one payment? Late fee, up to $41. And your interest rate may jump to the penalty rate, up to 29.99% on your entire balance, not just new purchases. The CFPB recently tried to cap late fees at $8. The credit card industry spent $100 million lobbying against it. They won. How to fight back? If you carry a balance, the avalanche method. List all your debts by interest rate, highest to lowest. Pay minimums on everything. Put every extra dollar toward the highest rate debt first. This minimizes total interest paid. Call your credit card company and ask for a rate reduction. This works more often than people realize. If you have good payment history, they want to keep you. A 5-minute phone call can reduce your rate by 3-6 percentage points. On $6,500, that's $195,390 saved per year. Immediately, use a balance transfer card for 0% promotional periods. Transfer high-interest debt to a 0% APR card. Pay aggressively during the promotional period. Avoid new purchases on that card. Most importantly, never carry a balance you can't pay off in full. A credit card paid in full monthly is a free short-term loan with rewards. A credit card with a running balance is a 24% loan that rebuilds itself every month. Beyond the big four, overdrafts, maintenance fees, low savings rates, credit card interest, there's an entire ecosystem of smaller fees that drain your account. Let me run through them fast. ATM fees. Your bank charges you $2.50, $3.50, Liberato 50 to use an out-of-network ATM. The ATM owner charges you another $3,005 to a total up to $8.50 to access your own money. If you do this twice a week, $884 a year in ATM fees. Fix. Use your bank's ATM network or switch to Schwab Bank. They reimburse all ATM fees worldwide. Wire transfer fees. Sending money domestically, $25, $35 per wire. Receiving a wire, $15. Internationally, $35, $50 outgoing, $16 incoming. Fix. Use Zelle, free, instant, Wise for international, fraction of the cost. Paper statement fees. Many banks now charge $1, $3 a month for mailed statements. Fix. Switch to paperless. Takes 30 seconds in your banking app. Returned mail fee. If your bank statement bounces back because your address is outdated, $5 fee. Fix. Update your address. Cashier's check fees. $15 per check. Fix. Use wire transfers or Zelle where possible. Foreign transaction fees. Most bank debit and credit cards charge 1-3% on international purchases. On a $5,000 vacation, up to $150 in hidden fees. Fix. Charles Schwab debit card, Chase Sapphire. No foreign transaction fees. Inactivity fees. Some banks charge $5, $20 a month if you don't use an account for 12 months. Often applies to old accounts you forgot about. Fix. Review all your accounts. Close ones you don't use. Early account closure fees. Open a checking account with a bonus offer. Close it within 90-180 days. $25 fee. Fix. Read the fine print on bonus offers. Hold accounts for the required period. Total annual cost of small fees for the average American, $329 over 30 years, nearly $10,000 on fees for a checking account. I want to take 2 minutes to zoom out, because understanding why this system exists is as important as knowing how to beat it. Banks are not evil. They are businesses. Businesses optimize for profit. And in retail banking, profit comes from fees and interest spreads. The problem is information asymmetry. Banks have teams of economists, behavioral psychologists, and data scientists whose job is to design products that maximize the money flowing from customers to the bank. You have a lunch break and a banking app. The regulatory system that's supposed to protect you? The banking lobby spent $61 million on lobbying in 2023 alone. They have former regulators on their boards. They write much of the legislation that governs them. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's publicly documented. It's called regulatory capture, and it's been studied by economists for decades. The result, a system where the rules are technically legal, fully disclosed in documents you'll never read, and designed to extract maximum value from people who don't know what to look for. The only power you have is information and choice. You cannot change the system today, but you can remove yourself from the worst parts of it. Every dollar you stop paying in unnecessary fees is a dollar that stays in your family. Multiplied over a lifetime, it is tens of thousands of dollars. That is why this video exists. That is why this information matters. Okay, here is your complete action plan. 7 moves. Do them this week. Move 1. Opt out of overdraft coverage. Call your bank. Say, I want to opt out of debit card overdraft coverage. Done. Saves an average of $190 line. Move 2. Open a high-yield savings account. Marcus, Ally, SoFi, Discover, pick one. Takes 20 minutes online. Move everything above 2 months of expenses out of your low-interest savings. Earn $1,000 more per year on $25,000. Move 3. Switch to a free checking account. If you're paying a monthly fee, switch. Online banks and credit unions have free checking with zero minimum balance, 30 minutes. Saves $180 a year minimum. Move 4. Set up low balance alerts. In your banking app right now, set alerts at $200 and $100. Early warning system, free, 3 minutes. Move 5. Audit your credit card interest rate. If you carry a balance, call the number on the back of the card. Ask for a rate reduction. Politely, firmly. Success rate with good payment history, about 70%. Move 6. Review all bank accounts. How many do you have? When did you last check each one? Close dormant accounts. Avoid inactivity fees. Check for fees you didn't know existed. Move 7. Get a Schwab Bank debit card. 0 ATM fees worldwide. Reimburses all third-party ATM fees. For anyone who uses cash, this card alone can save $300 to $800 a year. Total annual savings if you do all 7, $1,500 to $2,500 a year. Over 20 years invested at 8%, $68,000, $115,000. That is the price of ignorance. That is what not knowing this cost you. Not anymore. Your bank is not your enemy, but it is not your friend. It is a business optimized to take as much of your money as legally possible, as quietly as possible, for as long as you let it. Today you found out how it works. This week you're going to start changing it. 7 moves. Some take 3 minutes, some take 30. All of them pay you back for years. If this video opened your eyes, share it. Send it to someone you know who's getting hit with overdraft fees. Send it to your kids before they open their first bank account. This is the information that should be taught in every school in America and isn't. Subscribe for more. Every week I show you exactly how money works in America. No banks paid me to make this video. Nobody paid me to tell you the truth. Drop a comment. Which fee are you going to eliminate first? I read every one. See you next week.